I'm going to talk about his wounds and so on in just a moment. But once you hear his voice, you never forget it. You never forget it. And he's got a beautiful voice. And when he speaks, it's like you hear little angels also just singing away when his voice is just beautiful. That's all I can say. I can't say any more. When I look at him on the cross, I have a picture that I carry around with me of how he looked on the cross. I remember asking him if the beating he endured was very bad, and he gave me just like a flash of the crucifix with him on it, and it was horrible. He was just bloody and so beaten, and then he told me about his beating and how bad it was, and that when they used the cards, things that they hit him with, that on the ends of them were stones and shells and bones that were sharpened and curved.
The flagrum.
And they hooked in his skin, and when they would pull it, it would tear the skin. And he said it not only tore his skin, but it tore tendons and even tore muscles. And he said the pain was excruciating. Close to 30 years for a picture that looked like my Jesus. And on the cross, and everywhere I go, no matter what country I went to, no matter where I was, I always looked for a crucifix that showed how he really looked, how he was beaten, not how he looked on most of them all cleaned up. And I couldn't find any anywhere. And one night at adoration, I was praying, and I have adoration alone. Mine's 12 midnight to 1 a.m., sometimes 12 midnight to 2 a.m., and sometimes 12 midnight to 3 a.m. If no one shows up after me, I stay. And I was asking him, I said, why can't I find something that shows how you were really beaten so that people will understand the suffering you endured for us and what we're doing to you now, because we're, you know, destroying our world with the abortions and everything. And I said, why can't I find a picture? Why can't I find it? And the next morning at Mass, a gentleman after Mass came up to me and handed me a picture, and I just started crying. It was my Jesus. That's all I could say. That was how he looked. And it was a miracle picture.
So you saw him in heaven with the wounds?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Why does he still have the wounds?
They're just there. They're a reminder.
The souls that are in heaven.